And let me
Yeah.
share my screen. Okay. Okay. So are you able to see my screen right now?
Yes, yes, yeah. I'm
Okay.
able to see.
Okay, so what exactly we are trying to do here? We are trying to we are just I'm trying to create one class here. First of all, I would like to let you know what exactly standard we need to follow while creating the class. Okay, so first of all, you should always create a class inside the package. Without package, you must not create any kind of classes. Okay, suppose I created the class also. The class should always be public. Okay, because we are only going to we have one class as part of the Java file only. We're not going to have multiple classes. So by default, the outer class can be only two label, access label. One is your public, another is your default. So in case of default, no problem at all. You can have couple of classes as part of single file. But whenever we have the public, we must have only one class. So in most of the cases, we are not keeping all the class as part of single Java file. Each and every class will be part of a different Java file. So the class must be the public. I hope you may aware about this. Okay.
Yes, I have idea about it. Yeah.
Now, trying to take some modifiers, which is like a private modifiers. Why exactly? Because I know here whatever the instance variable I am planning for, those instance variable must be private enough. Those will be accessed through the what to say through the setters and get. So one more thing here, the naming convention need to be followed. The S will be small here, okay. All the things will be small here. And one more thing, possibly you may have couple of classes which may be the part of your classes. Maybe the same kind of name may be there for department name. Possibly the salary maybe belongs from the different person. Okay, so like this we can have some distinguish by using some proper naming convention, like I'm saying AMP name. So this is definitely going to talk about the employee name. Salary will be definitely common for most of people, but still if you want, you can make it AMP salary. So in this way, we are following some naming convention. Okay. One more thing here, if you notice, whenever we are trying to create a class, our class must be, first of all, have a default constructor. So whenever you will type employee and this control space, you will see this default constructor came into the picture. Okay, this is auto generated. Now we would like to have some parameters constructor also. So I'm just trying to create the parameters constructor, which is going to contain some of the what to say parameters which are required. So here constructor using the fields. I'm just generating them. I will let you know why exactly I'm doing this. So now this has been done. Now what else need to be done? Those fields are private fields. So definitely we should have setters and getter method which should be accessible from the class itself, right? So we are going to have the setters and getter method. So we also have seen how exactly we need to make our how exactly we need to make our classes as a public. That means how exactly we need to access our classes. This is the way. Okay, and one more thing you have observed here, like we need to make the things as a toString also, because employee is one kind of object, and once we will try to print the value of the object, na, he should print the value of that particular variables, right? So I'm just writing toString method here. So I hope you are aware about all those things what I'm talking here right now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Anything you would like to ask here? So you need to focus one more some things here, like it's a default constructor. Just a comment only, nothing more than this. I have provided the default constructor, I have provided the parameterized constructor, I have provided the setup header method and toString method. As of now, I'm not going to I'm not using any collection here. Okay, suppose I was using any collection, in that case, what is going to be happen? I will override the toString and hash code method as well. So as of now, just this is the simple class which I'm going to use like a model as of now, and I create the object of this particular class. That's why I have created this class in such a way. I hope you got some visibility why exactly we are following this kind of stuff, right? Okay, let's proceed. So what exactly I'm trying to do here? I just created one employee class and I'm just trying to create one object here. Okay, so I'm saying class, and I'm saying man. creating the object of employee class. So employee now tell me one thing here. This object has been created, right? So do miss if you see we have used the new keyword. So who is creating the object here? We are the person who is creating the object here, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So what concept is available as part of the Spring? The Spring concept is here, like you are not supposed to create the object. Spring is going to create the object, right? So how exactly object is being created in Spring? By using the application context or maybe being factory containers kind of stuff we are going to use for creation of the object purpose, right? So what we can do, let me do one thing here. Let me I'm saying he means we have such kind of situation where we can write some kind of particular content. So I'm saying about the containers. So what exactly things comes under the containers? Containers. What exactly things comes under the container? First thing is your bean factory, right? Bean factory. Another container is your one application context, right? You're aware about the Spring, right?
Okay.
You're aware about the Spring, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So what I was trying to do in the beginning, I was saying employee is equal to new employee. So suppose I would like to apply some, like I don't want to create the object using the new keyword. I would like to achieve some loose coupling. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a class directly here. We must not create the class and we need to achieve the loose coupling. So how exactly we can achieve the loose coupling? Okay, first of all, if I'm talking about here, suppose I'm saying I would like to have a laptop. I have the class of laptop. I'm saying class. As part of laptop class, I'm saying I need two objects. One object I need hard disk. Okay, I'm saying hard disk. And I need another object like what? I'm saying RAM. Okay. Now if I would like to use the hard disk, then how exactly I'm doing hard disk H1 is equal to new hard disk. But okay. R1 is equal to new RAM. Now what is happening here in the future, suppose I'm saying my RAM is going to be upgraded. Suppose I'm saying hard disk it needs to be possibly HDD or possibly RAM can be or hard disk can be what? Hard disk can be HDD as well. Yes, right? RAM can be DDR4 3 or maybe it's maybe DDR4. So what is happening? I'm just trying to create the object directly. If I'm going to create the object directly, what is the problem happening here? I'm not able to achieve the loose coupling because I'm directly using the RAM, I'm directly using the class here. I'm not supposed to use the RAM or class directly here. I would like to achieve the loose coupling. So what is the way to achieve the loose coupling as part of your class creation? Okay, because I'm saying something like this happening and I'm saying I have two type of hard disk or I may have two type of RAM. So what exactly I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to create the object directly. Instead of creating the object directly, instead of, means you know hard disk is a class, right? Sanjay?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RAM is a class, right? Okay, so those are the class. Now I would like to achieve the loose coupling. How exactly loose coupling can be achieved? Instead of creating hard disk class, I can create the hard disk interface here, right? So I'm saying interface hard disk, okay? I have one interface which is known as the hard disk, okay? And this, okay. I have one interface which is known as hard disk. I have another interface which is known as RAM. Now, what is the advantage I am having as part of this interface? I'm trying to achieve some loose coupling. How exactly I'm trying to achieve loose coupling? Suppose I'm saying hard disk kind of interface having one method. First of all, you need to know every interface having some method or some classes. So suppose I'm saying it's having some method. So first of all, what method is having? I'm saying okay, I'm saying X that need to be implemented. RAM also I'm saying processing. This is the method available here. Now I would like to achieve the loose coupling. How exactly I am going to achieve the loose coupling? The loose coupling can be achieved like I am going to in class, okay, HDD implements the class has been implemented by this particular this interface implemented by the particular class, right? One thing. Or how exactly I can do the RAM? So I can have the hard disk, okay, or I can have the one more class here. How exactly I can have the same class HDD implements. So what happened exactly here? I am just trying to do the implementation of the hard disk. Hard disk is just an interface. Whatever the property hard disk having, we have the two types of hard disk here. Instead of using the direct classes, instead of using the direct hard disk as a class, I made hard disk as an interface, and I'm simply trying to implement any one of them. I would like to implement like I wanna make it something like this. Wait. So how exactly I can do it? I can do like this. Okay. I I'm saying, yeah, so how exactly I have achieved the loose coupling using the polymorphism concept here. Do you know the inheritance we are using here, right? We are trying to use the inheritance. Ria, are you there? Ria?
Yeah, Ria also joined.
So again, suppose I would like to implement the HDD. What HDD I can do? I can say hard disk. Okay. SDD. So like this, what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to use the reference of the interface, but I am using the class, whichever implementation I would like to provide. So in this way, I'm not directly dealing with the classes. I'm dealing with the interface, and I interface having the internal implementation of the class. So in this way, I'm not creating the means I'm not having the dependency on one single class. I can have couple of classes. Whatever I want, I can simply implement it, right? So this is the way. In the case of RAM also, what exactly I can do? In case of RAM also, I can do RAM R2 is equal to I'm saying DDR3. This is one class which is implementing the RAM interface. I'm saying RAM R3 new DDR4. DDR. Like this, I can have the couple of classes which may have the implementation kind of stuff. Okay, guys, are you understanding what I'm trying to do here? What exactly I'm trying to talk it here? Uh, okay, Ria, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So what exactly we are trying to do it
Yes.
here? Do you have any idea?
Um,
No. Hello. Okay. Okay. Let me try.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you able to hear me now?
एक्चुअली ना मेरा वो माइक खराब है तो इसलिए वो उसमें से आवाज नहीं आ रही थी
Okay.
छोटे वाले हेडफोन्स
Okay. Okay.
अभी आ रही है
हाँ, I am able to hear you. Yeah. Yeah. So what exactly we are trying to do it here? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, actually, we created an interface because we want to achieve the loose coupling, the polymorphism inheritance we have used. So we laptop is a one class where hard disk, where the disk and RAM are the interfaces, and the implementation class of the hard disk is HDD, SSD. Similarly, for the RAM, the implementation class is DDR3, DDR4, and we are storing the objects. We are storing the object in the interface reference variable.
Right. So what is going to be happen
Correct?
here? Yeah, correct. So we are not dependent on any particular class. Whatever kind of class we require, we can directly use it. Because if I'm saying hard disk only, then if hard disk having the internal HDD only, then I can never go for the HDD, right? Nowadays, nobody preferring the HDD. Everybody preferring the HDD, right? So in this way, I'm trying to achieve some loose coupling by providing the couple of implementation. Okay, so one more thing I would like to show you here, guys. If you observe here, I have created one class which is known as employee. So most of time what people are doing the mistake, they are simply creating the class but not providing the proper modifier, and they're not maintaining the single class for the single means single file for the single class. So you have seen like I have created only Java file for the employee class here. Okay, so it should be public first of all. The second thing, the parameters means whatever the properties you are going to use as part of the class, that must be the private as well. Why exactly private? Because as part of the real-time scenario, we are not making any properties as a public or default. Can you please mute yourself? Yeah. Okay. So we are trying to make the properties as a private also. Okay. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to have the default constructor. We are trying to have the parameterized constructor. Okay. I have one question from Sanjay. Sanjay, why exactly we are trying to keep some default constructor here? Means we know the Java compiler will automatically invoke the default constructor, but why exactly we are still providing such kind of default constructor here?
We can initialize the value of your variable.
No, suppose I'm saying I'm not creating this one. I'm saying this I'm not creating. Now tell me, this will work out properly.
Yeah, this is work out properly.
But what about default constructor? Default constructor will be maintained by the Java or not?
Yes, it maintained by Java.
No, this is the mistake. See, whenever you're creating the parameterized constructor, Java is not going to create a default constructor. This you need to know. Okay, that's why I'm talking here. So first of all, whatever the constructor is going to create by Java, that is going to be default constructor, not the public constructor. So even I have made here the public constructor, first of all. The second thing is here, if you notice properly, I have created the parameterized constructor. In case of parameterized constructor, mandatory you have to provide the default constructor. Without default constructor, you cannot have the initialization of your property. What? You're getting my point? What I'm trying to say here. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the important thing actually. Okay. Anybody would like to ask any question here related to this particular class creation? I'm going to provide you the that whatever the things I have shown you here as part of this page, the same kind of implementation I'm going to show you here. What exactly I'm trying to do it here? I'm just trying to show you some standard while creating the class. The standard here, the class should be public, class should be available as part of single file, class property should be private enough, class should have all kind of constructor. The way we can create the object, class can have setters and getters method. If you are thinking class value need to be printed, then you should have a toString method. Suppose you are going to use some collections. Okay, suppose I'm saying I'm going to use the array list or hash map kind of collections. In that case also you should have toString method and hash code method. Most probably the toString and hash code methods are more useful in terms of map kind of implementation, which is known as the hash map. Okay, I created the main class here. It's a simple object. It's having nothing. So once I will try to print out something, it will show nothing to me. Means it's the toString method. It is showing me each and every field as empty field only. See here. Okay. So if you see, each and everything is coming null here. Okay, because each and everything is going to treat it like an object here. So one more question I would like to ask: if you see integer is an object, okay, string is an object, double is an object. So object or class, what they are actually? Tell me. Integer is a data type or it's a class?
It is a data type.
It's a data type. It's not a class.
It's a wrapper class.
It's a wrapper class. Okay. So
No,
actually,
actually the wrapper class.
so if I'm typing like this, then what it is? It is a class. It is a data
It
type.
is data type.
It is data type.
Data
So
type.
yeah,
Simple data type.
it is going to convert it as an integer. Means it's an integer. I'm not talking about
No.
that. No, it is not going to convert it like this. Integer is going to convert like this. Like this. It is not going to convert like this. This integer is going not to convert like this. I'm just asking. Int will be converted like this. Yes or no?
Yes, it convert by
Why?
using
Why? How exactly it is going to be converted?
lower data type to higher data type. We can achieve this by
Who
using.
said both
Where
are the both are
that
the
where are concept?
no.
हाँ.
Both are the same level. Okay, there is no higher, there
नहीं.
is no lower, and there is no where arc also here. See guys,
Okay.
it's a
But
Java 5 concept. Auto boxing, auto unboxing concept is there. Okay, whenever you are providing the primitive data types, right, that it is automatically going to convert it into the your wrapper classes kind of data type. It's a auto unboxing and auto boxing. You may heard about this terminology, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it's
Boxing.
automatic boxing is going to be happening here. The integer primitive data type, it is automatic going to be converted to the integer data type. That's why we are saying Java is, means we have an interview question. Why Java is not pure object-oriented programming language, or if yes, then why exactly it's a pure program orange, pure object-oriented programming language. The reason is here, your primitive data type is automatically going to convert your wrapper kind of data type. Why? Because it's auto boxing concept there as part of Java 5 itself. So you should know. Okay, and there's no higher data type. See, integer and both are the integer. There's no, I'm not asking you long, right? So if you will write double or double are same actually. What is the difference between first double and second double? If you see, this is not, this is the data type. Actually, it's starting. You see, this is the wrapper class. It's starting with capital D. So you know, while creating the class, we should keep the class first name as a capital, right? So like this, we are. So it's a data type, and it's a and another one is the what to say wrapper class. So in this way,
Upper class.
automatically, automatically a boxing and unboxing is going to be happen. Okay. If you notice here, string is also a class actually. So string itself, there is no need of any kind of auto boxing or unboxing because string itself is a class and string itself a data type. So no need to have any kind of auto boxing and unboxing. But in case of I'm talking about the other data type like integer or double, people's what most of people what they are doing, they are providing primitive kind of stuff instead of providing double in this way. They are providing double in such a way. Instead of providing integer in this way, they are providing in this way. So what is happening? Compiler automatically doing the unboxing. So such kind of basic interview questions are coming, but what is happening due to you are not aware about this, you are not able to answer them. Like just now you said to me higher to lower, no, or lower to means automatic conversion. No, it's a auto boxing, auto unboxing kind of concept there. On top of that, once we are invoking the parameterized constructor now, definitely you will not have the default constructor maintained by your JVM, because JVM is maintaining the default constructor. Once you are not providing any constructor, then only JVM is maintaining. Once you have provided a parameterized constructor, definitely you need to provide the default constructor as well. Otherwise, you cannot create the object. Let me show you the thing actually here. Let me remove this constructor and let me try to save it. If I will try to save it, see, it's showing me error. Why I'm not able to create the object? What it's trying to say me? You see, this kind of thing is not possible. You have to create the constructor. Create constructor, saying simply means by default a constructor is not being created by the Java. So see, now I have created the constructor by default, then only I'm able to work on here. So if I will save it, it will not show me any error. So default constructor is not being maintained by the Java once you have created the parameters constructor. Got my point? Okay. And one more, see, you don't look into this because see, there is no error, but it's still showing error like this. So it's some problem with Eclipse. No worries about it. Okay, it's a HTS actually. I'm using HTS because I'm finally going to focus over the Spring itself. So I'm just keeping some foundation for the Spring purpose. Okay. If I talk about the next point of things here, I was talking about all the parameters or all the properties which are available as part of the class. Those are the private. So private, in case of private, definitely you cannot access them outside of the class. Okay, so you need to have setters and getter method. With the help of them only you are going to access them. What is the advantage of setters and getters here? Like if you would like to update some particular value only, you don't want to update all the parameters. Okay, so it's all about the condition. Suppose in some of the condition you would like to update all the value, you would like to assign all the values. It can be the customized value, it can be default value. Why I have ran the program for the very first time. If you see they are saying simply null, null and null. So do I assign any value here as part of the constructor? No, the constructor will assign automatically default value for them. But if you notice here, double was supposed to be 0 0, but double is not being converted into a 0. It's simply showing like a null, because the problem is here I have not provided any value, I have not did anything. So it's simply everything like an object. It's treating everything like an object because I have created the toString method here. You see, I have overwritten the toString method. Okay, well, what I can do here, I can just try to print some particular value. So I'm saying e dot get of MP salary. Okay, and I'm just trying to keep it as a sys out. Now let me, okay. Okay, so see, it's still showing me null because it's treating this particular variable as an object, and then based on the object only, because this is the entire object. If you see employee is a entire, we are treating employee as an object because we have created employee class, right? So we are not independently dealing with say this particular variable. This variable is the part of this particular class. That's why we are getting the null value there. Okay, and now I would like to assign some particular value as part of this particular class. So how exactly I can do? So right now you have seen one scenario here, right? When I am using the default constructor. What is the another way to use it? I'm saying do one thing, no need to have confusion, e1, e2. Okay, I'm saying is equal to new, and I'm saying employee. Control space now, it will show me the list of the constructor. I would like to go for this. Not one, okay. Employee name, I'm saying yeah here, okay. I'm saying salary, I'm saying 50. Now, if you see, if you notice here, it's giving me error. Why is it it's giving me error? Because here it's supposed to be double. Now it is not giving me error, right? I would like to have another record here. Okay. Case of you, let me make it 4, 9, and 9. Same amount. Okay. Now I need to change the variable name because it's showing me compile timer. This is the third one. Let me save it and let me try to print it. Sys out. E3. Okay. Let me run it here. So what's going to be happen? I'm just trying to print the value independently. I'm trying to use the both of the constructor. Okay. Okay. Where is the line number 7? What is the problem here? It's become E1 actually. Okay, fine. Let's proceed. Here. Okay. So if you see right now, I'm printing the value. First of all, I have used the default constructor. Let me do one thing. Let me write some things here. So I see. Right now, I'm assuming you don't know anything. That's why I'm here. I'm seeing, okay, this E1 has been printed. Now I'm trying to do something here. Oh, sorry. Let me print here. here Java application. Okay. If I'm running here, see, this is the default constructor as part of default constructor. Okay, let me give one space here, otherwise it will not come. Okay, guys, so if you see here, okay, leave it, just forget about the formatting. So if you see, this is the default constructor. We are just looking into it. If we have not provided any value, but anyhow, anyway, it's just helping me out to get some values. Okay, if you see here, I am just providing some values here, and I'm able to get those particular values as part of my setters and getter method. So I have used both. See, this is the way I'm using the, first of all, I'm using the default constructor. Okay, I'm using the default constructor first of all. Guys, are you getting my point? Everybody is silent.
Yes,
Hello?
yes.
Getting my point? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And now I am trying to use the setters and getter method. So I'm saying employee E2. Okay. I'm saying E4. Sorry. E4 is equal to. Set of empid. I'm saying 103. Okay. I'm saying E4 dot set m is equal to, I'm saying lucky here. Salary is equal to set salary, right? Okay, set salary. So this is my whatever. Okay, you want to keep some profit. Now, if I'm running here, let me print now. First of all, out of E4. I'm running right now. So guys, see, I have shown you all the three ways. So we can have the value like using the default constructor, using the parameterized constructor, and here if I would like to form it now, using the setters and getters. Here, setters and getters. You are able to observe we have achieved in all three ways how exactly we can have the values here. Now come to the next level. What is the next level? I would like to achieve some loose coupling. So I have seen I am just trying to create the object using the default constructor, using the parameters constructor, using the setters and getter. But now I want to achieve the loose coupling. How exactly I can achieve the loose coupling? First of all, I am saying I have one class which is known as hard disk. Okay, so first of all, let me start from the loose coupling itself, because if I will do hard coupling now, then again I need to remove everything. So I'm just trying to do one thing. I'm just trying one interface which is known as the hard disk. As part of interface, one more thing guys, you need to always remember, interface you cannot keep any private method, you cannot keep any default method. It will be always like a, what to say, default signature. If I'm saying like void I'm saying integer. One more thing here guys, whatever the value I'm giving, it is going to be integer price. Okay, so hard disk is there, hard disk having the price, suppose. Okay. Here I cannot simply declare here because I need to assign some value, because it's always having some final value here. So I'm just saying okay, as of now I'm assigning some 5,000 value here. Okay, so this has happened. Now what is the actually condition is happening here? So just I'm right click here, I'm saying show in me project system explorer. Come to the system explorer, you came to this particular class, right? This class, just write cmd here. Now you do one thing. Okay, in the CMT, I'm saying I would like to look into the things. So I'm saying Java C interface. You try to press the tab. Hardest.java, right? I'm saying hardest.java. Now I'm running it here. It will compile. Okay, it has been compiled. So I have the dot class file. If you see, it will have some dot class file. It may not be show you here. Yeah, see, it's having dot class file. If I'm saying Java P of hard disk, see, hard disk. Okay, what exactly showing me here? If you see properly, by default the variable become public static final. By default variable become public static final. I have not provided the public static final here. If you see, I have not made the method as a abstract public abstract. It has been become the public abstract. Even I have not provided the static any kind of block here. By default the static block came here. If you see this one, this is the by default is happening. Means if you are using the interface, by default all method will be, all variable will be public static find. If you see here, this is the one. See, so let me copy this particular stuff. Java P, Java P means Java profile. If I'm pasting here, okay, see here, see, I have not made it as a final. See, automatically file came for the variable, this one. So it's a public static file, the final, but automatically it's become public static file. And if you see, I have not provided the public abstract void. So I have not provided the public abstract, but automatically it can. Even if you are able to see the static block is coming automatically. This is the beauty of Java. Like in case of interfaces, you will automatically have those modifiers which are available. You cannot make it as a private. If I'm trying to make it as a private, trying to save it, it will give me the error. Why? It is saying wrong modifier, remove invalid modifier. See, if I'm removing it private, it is going to work. I cannot make any variable as a private. I cannot make it even default also. Even I'm making them default, but it's not showing to me. But that is not default. That is the public. See, I cannot have the private. I cannot have the protected interface. I will always have the things which are related to the public only. Not even private. Not even protected. Not even default. You got the point? What I'm trying to say here, guys? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah,
You got some
able
visibility
to see.
here? Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so now I have made here one interface which is known as the hard disk. I'm trying to get one more interface which is known as the RAM. RAM. Now, if in RAM also, if I'm saying I would like to make a method which is known as byte processing. I'm saying I would like to have the variable. So RAM, I'm saying size. I'm saying integer. Size I can provide. I'm saying 250. 5 I'm saying 8 GB something. It is going to calculate in terms of GB, whatever you want. Okay, that's fine. So like this, I can have the variable, I can have their values, but by default they are going to be treated as a public and final. You know already about it. I just explained you. Okay, so what is the advantage here? I can have a separate class. DD, okay, and I'm saying it should implement the interface. I'm saying add interface. Interface should be the hard disk. This is the interface. Okay, this is the interface. I'm saying okay, and this interface has been implemented now. So if you see this interface has been implemented, I can have something here. I'm saying some. I have an interface. Now, if I would like to have another class for the same hard disk, I can have a class. I'm saying HDD, okay, and I'm trying to have interface. I'm saying hard disk is interface. Okay, I'm saying okay, and just implementing it. Here I'm trying to write sys out. So here to implementation of the hard disk is available. Now I would like to go for RAM. So I'm creating the class for the RAM. I'm saying RAM DDR3. DDR3. I'm just adding here RAM. Okay. This is the RAM here. So if you observe here like this, I can have the implementation of the classes in the main method. I can come here and I can, instead of having the simple object creation, I can simply have, like I'm saying hard disk HD means H1 is equal to, I'm saying class, I'm saying HDD, whatever object I want. So I have created the object of the HDD. If I would like, even I'm seeing HDD also, so I can have the SSDD as well. Like if you're observing here, I cannot create the simple reference of the what to say object here. I'm not creating the reference of the simple class. I'm just trying to create the reference of the interface. If I'm saying H1, it will automatically going to print me the value. If I'm saying H2, it is going to print me the value of it. So I'm just trying to achieve some loose coupling using the Java, okay, using the interface. You see here, see what I'm getting here. I'm getting some object. Why I'm getting such kind of object? I am not calling any method here. So I need to call h1 dot. I'm saying access. Calling access here. Suppose I'm saying dot. I'm saying access.
Hello, voice
Uh,
coming.
Voice is not coming. Yeah.
No, sometimes it's breaking. Yeah, actually,
Oh.
sometimes it's breaking and sometimes coming, something not coming.
Okay. Okay. Maybe the network issue because we are also not able to listen your voice continuously. Guys, are you able to see here? I'm just trying to achieve the loose coupling. Whenever, whatever I want, I can achieve it. If I want HDD, I can achieve it, right? If I want a RAM, I can achieve it. Like if I'm saying RAM, instead of RAM, I'm saying DDR3, like this. If you see the same method is there, and I'm saying R2, the object, right? I'm saying RAM. Guys, in this way we can have the loose coupling as of now, but I will also show you how exactly you can have this what to say it, inheritance. Actually we have not used any inheritance here. We have not used any overloading, overriding. We are just trying to achieve the loose coupling without inheritance. We are just trying to have, means inheritance is there, actually interface is being implemented only, but one class is not implementing another class. Okay, my mean is that one class is not implementing another class, but yeah, we have the inheritance here. We are trying to achieve it using the interfaces. So whenever you are going to deal with the interfaces, that comes under the loose coupling. Whenever you are going to deal with the classes, that comes under the tight coupling. I think guys, you got some visibility. Hello,
Yes, yes.
Sanjay.
Yes.
Sanjay, are you there? Okay, so is it fine, or you would like to connect for some more time, because I think the 40 minutes is already over, you know. So I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to share this code. So you just try today from your side. You need to follow some standard, like how exactly employee class need to be created, how exactly you need to do this. This is basic stuff. Like I today just I cleared the what is the loose coupling.